Douglas's point with regard to Joe was that it's troublesome for those with a conservative bent to throw away the idea of institutional legitimacy.
Yeah.
And that's a fair comment, standalone comment. Joe's rebuttal to that, insofar as he had a rebuttal, because I thought the conversation was actually pretty civil given how difficult it was that the institutions have been so cataclysmically faulty in the last 10 years that the only possible antidote to their falseness is really unrestrained investigation. And Joe's been a master of unrestrained investigation, obviously, because he's allowed his interest to take him wherever it goes, which allied with a certain amount of conscience is a pretty good orienting function as far as I'm concerned. And I'm at a loss to some degree how to reconcile those viewpoints, because I think it is a cataclysm that the institutions have become unreliable. But let's walk through them a little bit. I think the universities are gone.
Me too.
I think that Harvard is having this war with Trump, and that Trump is 100% right.
Yep, me too.
The president of Harvard, in my understanding, said to the Trump administration that it was unfair to punish the researchers by withholding their research funds. But I look at that and I think those researchers have been filling out DEI statements for 10 years.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, they lost all their credibility. They're not independent researchers at all.
Oh, that's right.
And they could say and have said that they were just following the rules. It's like, that's not a very good excuse if you're a seeker after knowledge, right? If the rules have become pathological, you have an obligation to cease following them. Harvard took its DEI head, I think it was Harvard, and kept the person and changed the name. Well, that's all the universities are going to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Why wouldn't they?
And it's just fundamentally deceitful.
More deceitful even, right? It's another form of mimicry. And I guess that's another thing we could point out about the psychopathic 5% is that they're masters of camouflage. What a psychopath does is mimic competence, right?
That's right.
And usually they can't get away with it not for long, because they don't create, they destroy. And eventually that evidence accrues, and then they have to leave and find another host, so to speak.
Right.
Now online, that's a snap, right? Because you can just switch out.
Exactly.
You can just switch your identity and,
that's right.
And you've solved the problem, or you can multiply it beyond. And then there's a bot problem online too.
A tremendous bot problem.
Yeah. We've tracked some of that. And for some of these discussions about the woke right, 30% of the comments are bots.
Yeah, right.
So that means we're automating the psychopathy. Like I've thought for a long time, and I do think this may be the case, that virtualization enables psychopathy. And if that's the case,
we're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
We're in big trouble.
Well, at least 50% of internet traffic is criminal, right? It's
Holy cow, yeah.
It's 30% pornography, which is close enough to criminal, so I think distinguishing them is not useful. And then, like, old people are just scammed nonstop.
Right. Nonstop.
Right. And there's no policing, and there can't be, because you can hide so effectively.
Right.
So, and then what it seems to happen is that the unrestrained psychopathy spills over into the public domain, and everyone is mad, like in both senses, angry and insane because of it.